I have so many plans for this world. So many. The problem is I haven't got a lot of time to play recently. But I'm super excited to actually start doing some stuff differently. I will have obviously to get some infrastructure here, and these guys are going to help me with, some enchantments and levels and other practical things, of course. The thing I want to explore and start exploring in this world are differences. I may have told you already, and if I didn't, I'm telling you now. I live in Ireland, but I wasn't born here. I moved here a few years ago. And obviously, when you move to another country, a lot of things are different. And I think the first thing that really hit me was the layout of apartments, especially not houses so much, but apartments. Because well, I grew up in an apartment. I grew up in a very big city. Apartments were the type of home that I was used to. So I'm gonna explore some differences between apartments that the way they are designed in Brazil, my home country, and here in Ireland, because I still don't understand why things are done this way here. I might have to go and get some resources and maybe build some farms so that some of the resources can be easier to get. But yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there together. I think these were honestly some of the worst houses I've ever built. But I just arrived with the villagers here, and obviously I couldn't bring them up to the top of the tree house. So that's what it is. So we have one of these guys, and I need to probably start making these two into. Oh, they're still in the boat. Um, Librarians, because mending is going to come in handy here for my tools. I have a lot of digging to do. I think the easiest material probably for me to gather and start building is going to be concrete. I have a lot of, not a lot. I have some gravel already, but I'm going to go get some sand. I seem to have misplaced my boat. Okay, let's go. I'll find the boat and then we go back home. I don't want to spend another night at sea. Well, I think there was a lot of adventure just to gather sand and oh, look at this. That never gets old. The way the tree houses just appear in view. Um yeah, it was a lot of adventuring. I got some treasures, plural, and got a lot of sand. So I can make concrete now and start building. I don't know what to do for colors yet for concrete, but yeah, we've got some flowers. See where. Just so we don't get only the black and the gray and boring ones. Okay. I will have to. This is going to be a pain to offload. Why did I put my storage all the way up there? I'm going to have to change that. I think the first apartment I'm going to make is going to be my storage. Well, we are home and I made a lot of concrete powder. You can see here on my inventory I have some different colors. I'm not going to worry too much about making it pretty right now. I just want to show some differences in the layout of apartments. Oh, look, we have a visitor. Anyway, so my idea was just to show the difference in the layout, basically, of apartments in Brazil and in Ireland. So I might use this area over here, this clearing. It's very small. It's very small. Yeah, but I think that's going to have to do. Oh, maybe just I'll go behind the houses here. These silly Endermen are putting dirt everywhere. That's what they do, I suppose, isn't it? They just grab dirt and move it somewhere else. Okay, let's clear the space here a little bit. And I'm going to use the concrete powder just to show the layout and how it is not the same and why I was shocked. Basically, that's it, guys. I just want to show you why I was shocked The first time I visited my friend's apartment in Ireland. So in Brazil, you would start, you have a door. I have a door, right? Yes, I do, because I was underwater, so I use the door to breathe. So you have a door, and obviously, because it's an apartment, this is going to be like your hall, where you have the lifts or elevators, depending on where you come from, with the doors to the other apartments as well. And it's usually the halls are not very um, big. You might have 2 or 3 apartments, and then here, let's say we have the door to the lift. Yes, we call them lift here in Ireland and in the UK, I think, as well. So this is the lift. This is an apartment, and this is another apartment. And so we go in the apartment. Hi, nice to meet you. And the first thing you see, it's either like a corridor, or you just walk into people's living room or sitting room. If you're, from Ireland, you're gonna be more familiar with sitting room, which can be any shape. It could be like a big square. It could be a small square. It could be a rectangle. Let's just make this. Why am I running out of concrete already? Let me change colors. I had a shovel. There you go. Let me do these walls in a different color. Okay, now we have like the layout of our sitting room around here. So you can have maybe your sitting or dining room as well. I think sometimes the apartments are so small that it's all kind of in the same space. So you can have your couch here. I didn't get anything to make I'm just going to show the layout today, but I promise I'm going to finish this. So you may have your couch here, your telly, the tables for, to eat, and etc. And then you have another door here, or a set of doors, maybe. Let's make more than one. This is not where you're going to be. You can have more than one door. Because then here, let's say that this door leads to your kitchen, right? So you have a door, and this is going to be, oh, sorry. I'm just freestyling this, guys. I could probably have gotten like a floor plan of an apartment just to show you a bit better, but I promise I'm going to make a point. I promise. This is not in vain. You're not following all of my crazy journey in vain. So this is your kitchen, and here you're going to have your sink and your fridge and your countertops to cook and all that. Sometimes people will put a small table here to eat, or depending on how many people eat, or sometimes the dining table will be in the same space, because apartments are small. They're not big. Then there's going to be another door, and this door will lead to a corridor. Right? Let me just change the color again, just because we're making a point. We're making a point. And this corridor will have other doors, because, here you're going to have, for example, your bathroom. And I'm making things small on purpose because, apartments tend to be very tiny things. And the corridor might continue and have other doors, maybe one here and one here. Let's say this is a 3-bedroom apartment. So I probably should have changed colors again. I'll change the color of the bathroom. Yes. That works. Okay, I am going to make the bedroom a bit bigger than the bathroom. It's probably going to be more comfortable for whoever's going to live here. Yes, I'm not going to replace this birch now. I'm just trying to make a point. I promise. I promise this is going to make sense. All my rants are going to make sense once you understand what I'm trying to get at. This is 1 bedroom. So this is a 3-bedroom house. I'm going to have to remove this birch from here. Thank you, tree. You served me well. Yes, so we put another door here. And then this is like about another bedroom. Maybe with an, I never know how to say this word. Ensuite? Is that how you pronounce it? Ensuite? Yes, so I'm going to need more doors. Right, let's restart our journey now that I brought the doors so I can put the doors into place. This is your lift or your elevator. You might have another door here for stairs. The other apartment, because it's never just one. I mean, if you're going to buy an apartment that is just one per floor, you have a lot of money. Right. So you walk in and you are in the sitting room, which is like communal area in the house. You know, you have your couches, you might have your telly, you have like maybe a dining table if you can't fit it in your kitchen. Fortunately, this kitchen is very big, so these people can actually put a little dining table here or more counter space maybe. I'm just going to give them more space to cook in with your fridge and etc. Maybe your stove here. So this is like communal space in the house. And then you're going to find another door, or maybe one more than one door, because the bathroom door might be here off the sitting room. And this door leads to a corridor. I'm just going to change the color here because this is our bathroom. Okay, let's just put it out here that this is our bathroom. This is not the bedroom. The yellow is going to be the bedrooms. Okay, so this enough to make a difference for us. This is the bathroom. And then you have the bedrooms, right? And in this bedroom, we said it might be that word that I cannot pronounce in suite. That's what it is. Okay, so this is your master bedroom with super duper lots of space. And obviously we will have another bed here. All my life in Brazil, I lived in apartments, and this layout doesn't change very much. Obviously, the way you position the doors to go to the kitchen and to the bedrooms and to the bathrooms might change, but this idea is always there. Like you come in, you might have like another door to enter the house here in the kitchen with even like a separate lift for, they call it like a service lift. So you might come into the house through the kitchen as well. And, you don't have to come in with your rubbish or your garbage or your trash in through the sitting room and whatever. So you can come in and out here. But, that's it. That's doesn't change very much from that. It changes the number of bedrooms. It changes the way, maybe the bathroom is, the door is here, so you can come in through the sitting room. You don't have to go into the corridor or anything. But yeah, that's basically the idea. I'm going to build like a building and furnish this. Okay, I cleared some more path here for the Irish apartment now, okay? I'm just going to introduce you to the way Irish apartments work. Right, let's start with the same like hall where you come in. I'm just thinking how to position this better. And let's say there's one door here. And then obviously the hall is going to be like not so big. And there, and then you have your path to the stairs and lift. Well, old Irish apartments won't have a lift, especially because Irish buildings couldn't be very tall. I don't know if that changed recently because I've seen a bit taller buildings in the big cities, especially. But I think the limit was like 5 floors. So yeah, they weren't very tall. And then the old Irish buildings don't have a lift; they only have the stairs. So yeah, you will have like your like a little corridor here, or going down to the stairs here, and then you have maybe your two other apartments on the same building. Let's go into this one, okay? And the difference starts here, right? Let me just put here. You're going to have this door here. As soon as you go in, oh, this is very small. I don't want it to be too. Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. You have your first door to your left here, maybe, and then I'll say we keep going here. Yeah, no, it has to be here. And then you have your other door here already. And if you've been following the colors I'm using, you will notice the difference straight away, like I did when first time I came in to visit a friend's apartment in Ireland. So yeah, you come into this and then straight away you have like a little corridor, and then you have your doors here, and then you might have probably another door here, which I'm going to use. What was the color used there for the bathroom? I want to keep the same color, the dark gray, wasn't it? Yep, dark gray. Oh yeah, that kind of suits. There you go. And then still a corridor. I'm gonna put this corridor this way. This color maybe. Yep. Yeah, and then here. Oh, it was here already. Here you have your kitchen. And if you're lucky, you have a separation between the dining room and the sitting room area, which could be here. I think that's the color I used. Some of them will have the same space kind of together. But yeah, that's basically the difference. I think most of the places will have a door here as well. Yeah, just separates the corridor from like the kitchen. Yeah, so here maybe you have your fridge and your stove and your countertops to do your cooking and your washing, your sink, and then some people will put, where's my stairs here. Yeah, let's say the dining table here with some, place to sit around, and then you have maybe your couch facing the telly, and then you have your telly here. Schlabs. Television or, bookcase or whatever your comfort thing it is. And then here it will be your bathroom. Okay, so let's go back our journey and recap the difference. Okay, so there you walked in and you were in the sitting room already and you had access to the kitchen and directly. And here you walk in and you have bedrooms and a little space maybe to hang your coats and your shoes, but you have a bedroom straight away. And then you have maybe a bathroom, or sometimes bathrooms is first, and then the doors to the bedrooms are here. Oh my gosh, I can't English today. And then you will walk into like the more communal area of the apartment. Let's say this is actually a very big one. It looks very spacious. All this area. Yeah, but that's the main difference, and I think that was a cultural shock for me. I mean, you would never in Brazil walk into someone's house straight into the bedrooms. This is like your more private area of the room or of your house. So you wouldn't just walk into a place and then someone's bedroom was there. There in Brazil, you will walk into the more common areas or communal areas of the house. You have a space where people can sit and chat, a space where people can eat, or sometimes people eat here, obviously. And this part of the house will be more like, of course, the bathroom people will have access to, but the bedrooms will be like the more private side of the house, and not everybody was invited or allowed to be in this place. And then when I came to Ireland, you go to someone's apartment, and the first thing you see is, "Hey, my bedroom." Yeah. So that was confusing for me, but now it's just the new normal. That's how things work here, and that's fine. After saying that, I realized that I visited a friend in another country, in Europe, and it was basically the same, l- similar layout. So maybe it's an European thing. Tell me how things work in your country. Maybe if you don't want to give away too much about yourself, just say it's like the Brazilians or it's like the Irish. I want to know. I'm curious now. I'm so curious now. Well, this is what I wanted to share with you today. The differences, how I found it so weird that you walk into someone's bedroom when you walk into their apartment here in Ireland when visited people here first time and then when I moved here afterwards. I'll have a lot of stuff to do now because I want to build some buildings just to illustrate that and, just put the whole apartment into the bigger context of a building. But yeah, I will do that and I'll invite you in the next time. So thanks for coming and see you next time. Bye bye.